bigger than mine.
Because my head is bigger than yours. Hey, great job. Tuesday evening. We're talking about my head. Guys, it is a crazy type of day here in the city, brother. Charlie! My man, love you. Hey, Linda. Guys, let me tell you, I don't think I've spent more time live ever than I did today. I mean, goodness gracious, I have been on since this morning. I've changed 3 times and I have not left my office all day. Wait, I did go somewhere. Oh, yeah. I went to Taco Bell. I went to Taco Bell today on International Boulevard. And let me tell you, the service sucked. And I hardly ever say that about my fast food places because, I love my fast food places. But today, Taco Bell, you sucked. You were horrible. Horrible. I mean, I was out there standing in the front register. Hey, Joe. I was out there waiting in the front register for like 5 to 10 minutes. And everyone was out there doing something or other. No one even acknowledged that I was there. No one. Horrible customer service, but their tacos are oh so delicious. Taco Bell on International.
It made it worth
guys,
it.
Well, guys, you hurt my heart today. You hurt my heart. Because customer service, 0. The store cleanliness, the store was not clean. 0. Guys, you'll have to keep that store clean. Because if I'm going to sit at a table that's got cheese all over it, my first instinct is to take the cheese off the table. Because that's what I do at home. And I almost did that at Taco Bell, and I don't want to do that at Taco Bell with Rona going around, guys. I don't want to lick the damn table. But I felt like I should because it wasn't clean. So cleanliness, 0. Customer serviceness, 0. Quality of food, delicious. I'm joking. So, Taco Bell International, I'm disappointed in you today. 2 out of 3. You know the song? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Or 2 out of 3 is bad. Bad boys and girls. That's what happens cuando el tennis. Ah! Charlie! Send me an inbox. Let's go play tennis this week. I am an awesome tennis player this week. So yeah, I've spent most of my day on live because I had the 9 o'clock show. Then I had the meeting I have a Spanish show with Dr. Cerdan. And then I had the emergency meeting, which was blah. And then I had the board meeting, which is blah, 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 blah. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And tonight we have, of course, Ida Abeldaño from AOB. How you doing, Ida? Martha?
I'm doing good. Now I know how you're doing. Had a busy day.
Crazy.
But all is good.
But all's good. And we also have with us Joe Valdez, Teacher Supreme from, not Taco Supreme. That's what I had at Dorito Taco Loco Supreme at Taco Bell International. It sucked. Teacher Supreme from Porter, which is right across the Taco Bell on International. Joe Valdez, how you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great. Hello to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good evening, and thank you, Erasmo, for the invitation for tonight.
Oh, you look better now. Your camera just started. Not you, the damn camera.
Good. I hope it gets better.
I was actually yelling at Joe right now because it was going like, Joe, how could you be teaching with that pixelated camera? Saludos a Raúl y a Josep. But he looks a lot better. One of the things that did come out today, we did have an emergency board meeting. Ida, what did we learn at the emergency board meeting?
Oh, learned a lot of things. Learned that they did do a lot of talking, but I saw at the emergency board meeting that they were in a hurry to approve something on some grant with project connectivity for $200 million that Brownsville will qualify for.
What?
So that was good to hear. But when we spoke in open forum or public comments, they call it different things. I'd like to see actually where the rest of the money is going to be allocated to for the funding of technology equipment, not only for the students but for the staff. But we'll go into that further later on if you want to. But they covered that was very interesting, and then of course they covered the compensation plan and the raises for next year. So.
Well, one of the things that I learned, Joe, did you have a chance to look at the emergency meeting? You were out at some doctor appointments, so you probably didn't.
My whole day was filled with doctor's appointments today. I didn't get a chance to see it. I want to, after the show, I'm going to go and watch the recording.
Oh yeah, the mini tacos at Jack in the Box are amazing. Well, one of the things that I'm concerned in regards to the emergency meeting, goodness gracious, emergency meetings are for emergency situations. The issue that they brought forth during the emergency meeting should never have been an emergency situation. And it never should have been an emergency situation, because if you would have had a plan, if you would have had a little of structure out there, they could have been planning a lot of the things that they're talking about some time back. You know, goodness gracious, guys, why is it that, 20 days, 21 days before school actually starts in regards to distance learning, they're still talking about working out the kinks of something that should have been taken care of months ago, man. I mean, our teachers deserve so much better. Our staff deserves so much better. There's till this day, a lot of people don't understand what's going on, if they're going or if they're coming, Ida.
That is true. They could have. They were mentioning about why it had to be an emergency meeting, and it really didn't have to be. They could have amended the agenda. They could have done different things since the agenda had already been posted. But if they got the notice of that deadline last week, they had enough time. They would have had enough time to be able to post it on a regular board meeting. But they chose to call an emergency board meeting.
Crazy. Are we having school next week? No. School starts for students August 25th. That's where it starts, August 25th. What are the other issues that was talked? No, it's not going to happen. One of the things that was talked about during the regular board meeting, good people on show on the regular board meeting, Ida, was the pay increase, and I think a lot of individuals were happy that there was a pay increase. I think one of the things that what stood out during the meeting was that the board couldn't help but pat themselves on the back every 3-4 minutes. We're all doing a great job. We're all doing a great job. We're all doing a great job. Kind of sound like they were like in campaign mode, like if they were trying to convince people that they had actually done such an amazing and great job. And it's kind of easy to start to believe that at times when you've got like an association there, going, oh yes, you're so amazing, so wonderful, such a great job.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I got during the show, I got a comment. I said, well, wait a minute. The state was the one that gave us those $3,000 last year, and they know part of the $2,000 that should have been given today, part of the what should have been given last year. That's also was what the state had provided. Now the $2,000 that was allocated, was voted on today, was only $320 because $1,680 was already voted on a couple of meetings ago. But the issue that a lot of teachers have, Ida, is that $1,680, those $2,000 now, are part of the step. Can you explain that?
Yeah, and that was a little upsetting because if we have to take that much of the public's time to commend each other of how what a good job I'm doing and what a good job you're doing, superintendent, and this and that. I think to me we don't have to go that far. And they spent a good it was about 20 minutes now of what I saw, commending each other on the raises that have been given last year, which did not come from the district. That came from the state. That was state funding. And they spent quite a bit of time talking about that. That never before this board had such big raises gone, had been approved for the teachers and all these different things. But again, we'll give credit where credit is due. And we're not going to deny anybody giving them credit on that. But that money did not come from the school board. It came from the state. And then on tonight, it was upsetting to see an association out there applauding them and thanking them for what they've given them. To us, it is not enough. It is not enough for what the teachers have done, for what the employees have done, especially this past year, especially in the closing of the year. And even throughout the summer, because a lot of them had the options to leave and to bail out and go elsewhere. And they didn't, because they're hoping that it's going to get better. And to be thanking them for this raise, and that's all that was done, that's all that was approved, that's not okay with us. So basically, yes, the 1680 was already approved, but tonight they had bumped it up. They bumped it up just really, yes, around $300. But to us, we were pushing for more. We were hoping it was going to be more, and we were not satisfied with them. So we will thank them when we see that they're really paying attention to what their employees are saying and are well deserving of receiving as a raise, not this.
No, and again, a lot of people need to understand one of the things that always comes into play during this time is election time. So of course there's going to be a lot of scrambling going on because the individuals that are seeking to come back into office, they want to be in the good graces of everyone out there. And I'm sorry, guys, what they've been offering is crumbs, and it's stuff that should have been taken care of years ago, but it wasn't. And look, and I'll speak of the individual that is seeking to be brought back to the board for a fourth term. What the hell has she done in the past 3 terms that she's been there? Not a damn thing. Nothing. So I hope people start to ask, what have you done for me lately, baby? Not a thing. Because let me tell you, waddling around the district back and forth, expecting the first seat at the table and the biggest piece of cake is not one of the job functions that a board member should have. Should not be on the list. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Do the board members know that project connectivity for funding, it needs to be a 50-50 match from the district with the state? So will they be putting up the money to take advantage of it? Again, one of the things that a lot of the board members actually did today was pat themselves in the back, gave very little facts, gave very little numbers, and the numbers that they gave up there were kind of fudged up. Look, it got to the point where one of the board members, in quotations, didn't even realize that they had voted on the compensation plan. It was embarrassing.
Wow.
Didn't even notice that they had voted on the compensation plan.
I wonder because we didn't vote on the compensation plan.
And everyone's going like, yes, we did. But what the idiot doesn't know, he was set up. Set up. He doesn't even realize how bad he was set up. Because if you looked at the video really, really close, you notice that Baltasar Salazar had the exact hour, minute, when they had already discussed the passing of the compensation plan. So they knew what he was going to state, what he was going to comment. They made him look like a fool. Like a fool. They knew he was going to ask that, and they knew they were going to shoot him down. You know why? Because he's ready to get Sylvia, the head of the snake. Dumb butt. Dumb muffin. Muffin top. Chaparrito. Goodness gracious, guys. It was hilarious for me. Going like, I was screaming, yes, they did it! Love you, little Eddie. Joe, what is your take in regards to the amount of money that is being made by a teacher at VISD right now?
I've been I was out of the school district for a couple of years, Erasmo. And one of the things I remember is that prior to me leaving, and I think it was in 2017, I was out for a couple of years. I know that one of the things that we were talking about at that time was trying to catch the teachers up to put them up to par with the rest of the state. And I honestly, I'm out of touch with what the comparisons are, but back then we were behind I think we were behind like $7,000 to be at a certain area. I don't know what's transpired in the last couple of years, so I'm a little lost with that. But I thought getting the $2,000 was supposed to put us, up to par. But to be quite honest with you, I haven't really looked at what our compensation plan is, because I started back with the district this past school year.
Well, let me tell you, Joe.
We're still very low on the compensation plan for teachers,
Wow.
And I'm going to be very blunt because it is what it is. I'm not being negative. I'm not trying to go up against anybody, but the thing with that is we have the highest paid superintendent and the lowest paid teachers in the valley. And to me, that is unacceptable at so many levels. So it's a shame. It's an embarrassment. But if some people want to give thanks for 2,000, it should have been more.
Yeah.
It should have been.
One of the
go.
One of the things that I did notice is while I was heading back from McAllen for my doctor appointment, I noticed some back and forth talk among some coaches. I think something happened about coaches' stipends or something, and that's one of the things I didn't quite get the gist of what happened. I think the understanding is that the coaches that were losing the stipends because we're not having sports the first part of the year. At least that's what I'm understanding from the communication strand in the texting that I'm seeing. So I wanted to ask you what that was about, because I wasn't sure what happened.
I'll share, and I think you could fill in. One of the things that was being discussed was being that the stipend was based on them doing all these extracurricular activities, sports, and other things. They were discussing whether there should even be a stipend, since they weren't going to be doing a lot of those extracurricular activities. So there was a little bit of back and forth. But again, my concern, guys, is these are matters that they should have been taking care of months ago, weeks ago, when they were starting to plan out, and before they actually started to vote for a compensation plan and all that other budgetary stuff. It should have already been worked out. I mean, look at all you have to do, guys, is go back and look at the meeting, and there was so much confusion in regards to the stipend. Well, let's take it away. Well, no, they are still going to be doing the work. Well, are they going to be doing the work? Are they going to be doing the activities? Well, we want the fine arts to come back. We want sports to go. It was a cluster, guys, a cluster. And goodness gracious, this is one of the reasons why these meetings last so long, because a lot of the people don't prepare. I'm getting a knock on the door. Ida, you want to continue?
Ooh, a knock on the door this late. Yeah, I think it's just there's always so much confusion with a lot of the things that they present. Yes, they discuss a lot of things of that they're going to remove this stipend or not. To be very honest, I believe they did not remove anything, and I think it's just a little ploy of putting it out there that there's a possibility we can remove it. And but to my knowledge, they did not remove any of that. I think it's just as it gets closer to November, maybe that's why they're saying these things. But it was it wasn't very clear as to how they presented a lot of the things on there. And on that, also, I did step away from the meeting, but I didn't catch that they approved a removal of the coaches' stipends. Did you catch that, Erasmo?
No, there was no removal. Again, it was just a lot of discussion going back and forth. There was no removal of the coaches' stipend as of yet. But again, guys, that they would just talk about it. And look, Joe, I mean, you were talking to the coaches just for them talking about it. And let me tell you, I got a couple of texts from band directors going like, "What the WTF?" I don't know what that means, but WTF, WTF, WTF. You know, it's kind of trippy that at the time where they're trying to say, "Oh, we care about the staff, we care about our employees," but how can we screw them over? How can we pay them less? How can we start saving some money here and there? Because everything that was talked about at the meeting today, all it was about the financials. And then everyone wants to make a statement. Well, people say that all we care about the money, but it's not true. It's not all that we care about is the money. Then why is it that you spend 90% of the meeting just talking about the money?
Yeah.
The money! And how can you screw people over, Joe?
But I mean, I don't think they're going to remove the stipend, Erasmo. I think they're just putting it out there just because it's getting closer to November. It wouldn't be, it's not going to benefit them to be able to remove that right now. They'd get a lot of backlash on it, but hey, they've done crazier things, so who knows?
And I want to show everyone. I just got some pozole.
Wow.
Pozole delivered to my office, and I got a little note. Erasmo, you're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. We love you. The Horta I love the Horta family. Thank you so much for the pozole. Thank you so much for picking up some cookies. Look, I got some of this radishes. I'm going to eat it. I promise not to eat it right now because I'm wearing my lucky coat. Thank you so much. People in Brownsville, they treat me so good. I love them. But no, I don't think that the stipends are going to be taken away. I think it was just going back and forth. But part of the problem, Ida and Joe, is that it's like they don't prepare at all. They're not prepared for the meeting. They're not informed. They're asking these stupid questions out there that they shouldn't be asking. A lot of this could have been clarified even before the meeting. The only one that's out there probably expressing himself and screwing up in the process is poor little Eddie. But like, little Eddie, wake up. They're throwing you to the damn wolves. They're throwing you out there to make you look more and more like a fool. Because let me tell you that you couldn't remember that y'all had voted on the compensation plan. I'm questioning whether you even know what you voted on, because that was a major deal. The compensation plan was a major deal. And we were all like, what? Yes, you did. And then all the other board members like, we did vote on it. And then Baltasar Salazar like slapped you silly, boy. Slapped you silly. And I laughed and laughed and laughed because it was funny. But again, meetings shouldn't take that long, because if a board member actually does his research and has something to pat themselves on the back for, then there's no need, because they're not going to have to pull all these items and spend 30 to 45 minutes discussing each and every one. They shouldn't have a need. They shouldn't have a need to. The compensation plan, the stipend situation, the raise, it should have been a real cut and dry, but it should have been taken care of last month. Now it's just more political suicide for these folks, which let me tell you, I'm ecstatic in that sense. And I'm saddened at the same point that our clerical staff, our classified staff, continues to get screwed over by this board. My principal sent a text to ask us what we wanted to do, distance learning, on campus, or combination of both. I think one of the things that came out today was the survey. And in the survey, I think I wrote it down, there was 165 teachers that were surveyed that wanted to go be in the classroom. Hey, guys, more power to you. Shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be optional. I don't care. Shouldn't be optional. Because you may have no regard, or you may believe that this is a hoax, whatever you can. I don't care. You shouldn't be going out there.
Erasmo, when was that survey done?
I would say they asked for it since last meeting, no, wasn't it?
Well, that's the thing, because we've checked with different teachers and not everybody was surveyed. And then the survey that they have in the action plan that is showing a high percentage of teachers wanting to have in-person instruction. That was the survey that was back from April. So my question is, when did they survey the employees, asking them if they wanted distance learning right now or in-person instruction? Because, like I said, we've checked with the employees. They several, the ones that we've checked with, I haven't spoken to one that has said, yes, I just got surveyed asking me if I wanted to return to the classroom. So that's a big concern. Go ahead, Joe, because Erasmo couldn't wait and he's eating already.
No, I wanted to say that I did receive a survey via email that gave us the option to choose whether we prefer to do distance learning, face-to-face, or a combination of both.
And you received that when?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know, because since I have trouble reading, I saw it and I filled it out, but I don't know when it came in. I filled it out yesterday, I believe.
You filled it out yesterday?
I filled it out yesterday, but I don't know how long I've had it on my email thread.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I will, like, it doesn't make much of a difference, because the survey didn't come out yesterday. It didn't come out 2 days ago. It probably came out a couple of weeks ago. But let me tell you, folks, a lot of things have changed in the last week. You know, a lot of things have changed. One of the things, this pozole, I promised I wasn't going to eat it, but I lied. Horta family, it's amazing. It's really, really delicious. But let me tell you guys, everything's changing, guys. Everything is changing. We're going to raise the super gets more money. Yes, everything's changing from last week to now. Because if y'all remember, we went up like 2,000 to 3,000 positives in the city of Brownsville. So maybe that finally jarred some individuals into snapping out. Let me tell you something, guys. And I have permission to say this. My family members who are members of the district have turned out positive. And this was just this past weekend. Positive. So even if he thought last week, hey, man, it might be a good idea, to spend a couple of days back on campus. Even if he thought that last week, I'll guarantee you right now, he doesn't think that now. He doesn't. And let me tell you something else. One of my kids tested positive. So I don't care what the district says. I don't give a rat's behind what TEA says, what Abbott says, what Trump says. To me, all of them can go to hell. I don't care what this superintendent says, and I don't care what the superintendent of Los Fresnos say. They could all rot in hell as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a rat's behind about what they think is best for my children, what's best for my teachers, what's best for all students here in the city of Brownsville. Period. They have to stay at home. They have to distance learning, everyone at home. And these 165 teachers that decide to go to the classroom, the answer should be no. You are not going back to the classroom. You're going to stay at home. Period. Everyone should be kept safe, especially from a lot of the people que están tercos, and son necios, and they don't care at the end of the day. And you know what? It's like a lot of these other cases that we've seen out here regularly, guys. We've seen a lot of cases of people that say, "Oh, I believed it was a hoax. I think it was going viral." And 6 days later, he's like crying in the hospital right before he died, saying, "And I believed it was a hoax." It's not a hoax, guys. It's not a hoax. And more our children are succumbing to it. More and more our family members. Look, guys, and I'll share another story with you right now. One of my family members lost his wife last week. And had tested positive. Then all of a sudden had tested negative. Well, guess what? Just right now before the show, I get a message from one of my cousins, and he tested positive again. So, is it a clear out to be tested negative? No.
No.
Guys, We are in a novel virus, folks, and it's not fear mongering, guys. But look, I don't give a rat's behind. If you don't want to keep yourself safe, go screw you, man. Go lock yourself up in your house and you do all the irresponsible stuff you want. Don't you ever come close to my family. Don't come close to my family because we're doing our best to stay as healthy and as clean as possible. And let me tell you, my family members are coming out positive. So screw anyone out there that thinks that this is a hoax and that thinks that everyone could come back to school face to face after 4 weeks. Superintendent is stupid. 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 Es un stupid. If he thinks that the kids should be going back to on campus after 4 weeks as a choice, there is no choice. Because did you hear that? And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Erasmo, you're wrong. It's 8 weeks." It's not 8 weeks. It's 4 weeks. And after 4 weeks, they're going to try and file a waiver to get another 4 weeks with giving individuals an option of coming back onto class. No one, no student, no teacher, no staff member should be going back onto these buildings. They are death traps. Ida?
There's just so many. Marisa, because you know Erasmo's just trying to throw it to somebody else so he can eat. No shame. Híjole. But one of the things, it's too funny. But Ana, they're calling you.
I like it when you call it kitty cat.
One of the things that the superintendent is still adamant about is having people at these buildings right now, and still as they're returning to the campuses when it's not absolutely necessary. And that was one of the issues that we voiced at the beginning of today's meeting, that we still want clarification of who is an essential employee to him, according to him, because he has not been able to clarify that. His memo said essential employees will be having to report to the workplace. So who is essential in his eyes? Because what he might feel is essential is very different to everybody else. And to us, we think every employee is essential. And they continue to have people there, and they are getting exposed. They're getting exposed, and it's not necessary when they can work remotely. So, like I had mentioned before, a lot of them came back this Monday, and they were trying to have in-person meetings when it is not absolutely necessary. And they continue to do that throughout the different departments. So that is one of the things that I really wish that he would clarify, and he would really understand that when they do this unnecessary exposure of people, when it can be avoided, it can change so many things for so many people. Because that person that becomes infected because he went to the workplace when he could have been working remotely, you never know what's the end effect of that. They could go home and get somebody else ill. Right here, we've seen what Joe has gone through, and thanks to God that he was able to overcome that. But if we can avoid a few people getting exposed and coming out positive out of that, then what's the harm in doing that if they can work from home? And he's still adamant about that, and he doesn't want to budge as much as we have requested. And that's why we're not going to stay silent. And I don't mind not getting a shout out or a pat on the back from the board or them, and we are not going to commend them or thank them until they are doing things right in what's the best interest of the employees.
I agree with you 100%. And let me tell you, that pozole is damn good. Thank you to my people for being so good to me. I love you all so much. whatever, nothing but counselors. Well, see, Augustine, that's one of my big concerns because one of the things that we did discuss with Dr. James when we were having Dr. James on here is the emotional, the anxiety that a lot of our teachers are feeling in regards to this indecisiveness, this going back and forth, this patting themselves on the back. Oh, what a great job we're doing, and all this other stuff. It gets us nothing. It doesn't ease the anxiety of our staff and our counselors. But what I was talking to Dr. James about was the importance of our counselors. Look, man, and we know the importance of counselors. I remember my high school counselor more than I remember any of my teachers at high school. I don't remember a single one of my teachers in high school, and I wasn't out there partying like a crazy man either. I wasn't, not in high school. But, I don't remember one single teacher of mine in high school, but I do remember Mr. Trevino. Mr. Trevino was like a father to us, because he talked to us like a father. He was our counselor there at Porter, an amazing man. That's how important our counselors are to thousands of our students and to many of our personnel on campus, guys. But they haven't done a damn thing. One of the things that they tried to do, was take away our special ed special ed administrators from high school. Joe, how important are our counselors?
Extremely important. I mean, not just in the academic side, but as a support system for our students. I think that our counselors are paramount. I mean, we can't afford to lose our counselors. I mean, we rely on them for everything, from scheduling to everything academic wise, and then still, they're like the second mother that some of these kids have, or the only mother some of these kids have.
Mr. Valdez, you look good. Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you. Yes, I am. I'm feeling much better. Thank you.
He's never looked good a day in his life.
Not when I'm here next to you, Erasmo. That's kind of yeah.
Handsome and totally not fat, right here. Joe. Let me tell you, I got to see Joe during the live chat on a Wednesday. Let me tell you, I cried that night after church. I still have the picture. I don't think I've showed Joe, but he looked horrible.
I felt horrible.
Still looks horrible, but for a different reason. No, I'm glad. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to God that Joe's doing as well as he's doing now. My concern is that there's a lot of people in our community that are not doing well, and a lot of people in my community that have lost loved ones. Why did they not talk about the rest of the $5,000 that was funded by the state? Exactly. Are they using that to pay the superintendent for $118,000 salary? Guys, one of the things that you have to understand, because teachers get a $320 raise this meeting today, it definitely means that the superintendent gets another raise too.
So, exactly. And I hope that people realize that I mean, we pushed for the counselors to be included in this raise. And it was actually AOBE who pushed and made sure that it was approved with that footnote for the counselors, diagnostician, and nurses to be included whenever teachers get a raise. But for some reason, the superintendent was adamant that no, that was fine. They will qualify, but not this year. And so it is approved, and moving forward, they will get a raise when the teachers get a raise, but he did not want to include it in for this year. But yes, his raise is included in that one.
What about classified? I think, if I'm not mistaken, classified went up at 3%. Is that correct?
I believe they went up to 4%.
4%. Yeah, I knew it was around 3%. But that wasn't discussed today because something was taken care of a couple of meetings ago, 2 months ago, a month ago, when they voted on the compensation plan, somewhere around that time.
Check with Baltasar what time that was approved.
Baltasar Salazar will give us the hour and the minute, and then make fun of little Eddie. Man, sometimes some people go, Erasmo, okay, you're being mean. I said, no, they're mean to themselves, man. All I do is cut up the little clips and they hang themselves, folks. They hang themselves. And today, Baltasar Salazar, he whipped that boy. He whipped that little Eddie like he's never been whipped before. Again. I just laugh. I mean, I can't stand either one of them. So it's good that they're giving punches to themselves. I'm super awesome. A la vida. Wow, I'm amazing. I'm sorry, man. But everyone was getting so sick and tired of was watching it going like, God, besides Patrick Hammonds out there puckering up and kissing their butt, they were out there taking turns kissing each other's butt back and forth.
Yeah.
And Patrick Hammonds goes out there. Look, guys, goodness gracious. Patrick Hammonds is out there applauding $320 a year. Folks, teachers, staff, $320 a year. And Patrick Hammonds is out there. Oh, thank you so much. We love you. $320 a year. You know what that comes out to be per day? Less than $1. And I know that because there's 300 and so many days in a year. How many? Joe? 365? Joe, wake up!
Yes, 365.
That's the only reason I know, because there's 365 days in a year. Because my math is horrible. Will the administrators get a raise too, being that they got a $10, $13 raise last year? No.
Not this year.
What are the planning to stick their hands in that money? Say that they're doing something with money and just putting their hand. Well, it seems like every time and someone mentioned this during the live, seems like every single time they're voting on more and more money, Sylvia appears at the meeting like, I'm here. And little Eddie.
I'm trying to get on my booster chair. Someone, Joe, help me with my booster chair, Joe. I can't see. Joe, help me with my booster chair, Joe. Stop drinking the coffee because we know you're laughing at it.
Joe, that was a good save, Joe.
I don't know what you're talking about, Erasmo.
Behavior specialists have no idea where we fall or if we are getting a raise. We are never mentioned. No. Never mentioned. No, they're too busy out there. They're too busy out there patting each other on the back instead of taking care of business. They're too busy reacting to everything that I'm saying instead of taking care of business, because all this, Melinda, all this should have been taken care of months ago. Months ago. And look, guys, emergency meetings are for emergencies. Emergencies. Once you start having emergency meetings every single time you find a hair in your coffee, then people start to think emergencies are just not necessarily emergencies out there. Come on, guys. We pay our top administrators way too much money. At the top 4 or 5 positions, we're paying over $1.2 million. $1.2 million a year. For what? For crumbs? For our people to get crumbs? For Patrick Hammonds to be $320? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Crumbs, folks. And I think a lot of teachers out there, a lot of diagnosticians, a lot of behavior specialists, a lot of counselors are tired of getting the short end of the stick, are tired of the crumbs. And goodness gracious, it's about damn time. It's about damn time. I want to say something that I've been doing this for years, Joe. For years. You know that. I'm talking about social media, not the other thing you're thinking about, Joe. I've been doing this for years. Let me tell you, never have I gotten the feedback, the response that I've received as of recent from teachers, counselors, diagnosticians, principals, assistant principals, they're tired too. They're tired too. They're concerned for their safety. They're concerned for the safety of their staff. They're concerned for their safety of their students. And let me tell you, to all the kiss butt, I can't say kiss ass because my church gets mad. To all the kiss butt principals out there, what a shame. What a shame. Because you should be concerned as well. Because you are the leader of your campus. You should be concerned. The only thing that you should be thinking about is the health, the safety, the well-being of your staff and students. And you need to start standing up to these AAs who are out there kissing the butt of the deputies, who are then by themselves kissing the butt of the superintendent. You know what, guys? There's just too many chiefs. Too many chiefs. And not enough Indians. And that's always the problem. Yep, teachers, don't forget, that was money that was ours from the other year.
That's correct.
It's como, it's like, someone goes and steals your hubcap and from your car, and then comes into your office and says, "Hey, I gave you a hubcap," and you go like, "Oh, thank you, a hubcap," and then you realize it was already yours to begin with. And I mentioned hubcaps because I'm missing one in my car. So if anyone out there has my hubcap, I want my damn hubcap back, bastard. Give me my damn hubcap.
Is your church okay with you saying that? Erasmo?
Bastard is actually a biblical word.
Oh,
It is a biblical word.
it's not nice.
The word?
Yeah.
Or them stealing my hubcap. That bastard. They can pay the super $418, but can't give the educators a stipend for distance learning. They give them $65 a month for 3 months. And they thought $65 doesn't pay for my internet.
No. That's unacceptable.
Now, a lot of our teachers had to go buy cameras, and cameras can, run you up a good $50-$60. Microphones.
A lot of teachers went to buy laptops to prepare for this year. So that's why when they mentioned about this project connectivity, hey, you know what? Great. So I would like to know how much is going for the employees, because a lot of employees, we know employees put so much money out of their own pocket, but now even more so. We have employees going out to get the laptop, spending $1,500 to $2,000 in technology equipment because what the district is giving them is not up to par for what they need. And that is shameful, especially with all this money of grants and things like that coming in. And supposedly they've been ordering since May and June, but yet a lot of people don't have laptops. So there's an issue there. So I'm hoping that we can get a full breakdown, because we are going to request that, of where all of this technology equipment is going to.
I want to commend the White Rhino for making it crystal clear that the boy was doing an awesome job. I remember the quote: "He piled upon the whale's white hump the sum of all the general rage and hate felt by his whole race, by all my teachers from Adam down, and then, as if his chest had been a mortar, he burst his hot heart shell upon it." Moby Dick is what I thought when I saw the White Rhino. Enrique, be nice. Why can't you be nice, Enrique? People want to laugh up here, but they're trying to fight it. We all live in a yellow submarine. Hey, yellow submarine. Hey, yellow submarine. It has my vote for the BISD board. Yeah.
Thank you.
That'd be awesome. Fake raise is what they are doing. Yes. It's crazy. $418 freaking $1,000, not pesos. Should be paid pesos, Joe. Pesos, not dollars. With the raise, teachers raise, will the superintendent also get a higher raise? Yes.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. Everyone needs to ask what they have done for students, staff, and educators. 100%. 100%. I'm in the wrong business. Lalo. Quera. Yes. Awesome talk show this afternoon with Dr. Cerdan. Thank you, Erasmo, for all you do for our community. God bless you. Thank you, Esenia. And Dr. Cerdan is amazing. I am very, very proud to be his friend. I'm glad that Dr. Cerdan takes the time out of his very, very busy schedule to come and inform our community in regards to what our community is going through in regards to this fire. So one of the things that Dr. Cerdan made mention is stay home. You know, we are not over this virus as of yet. You know, there's a lot of uncertainties going on. You know, he did make mention in regards to a lot of the science that's out there that has been, you know, shared with other schools. Israel, you know, they had a big old peak as soon as the students went back to school. We've heard of the school in Georgia that had 280 outbreaks, 265 outbreaks, 260 outbreaks on the first day of school because they wanted to come back onto campus, guys. Look, UIL is still talking about football here, and we just had a school district up here in San Antonio have to cancel the UIL program, the football, because students started coming out positive. Joe, have you followed the openings of schools throughout the world? Should our kids be going back on campus?
I really haven't kept up with it, Erasmo, to be honest with you. I've been prioritizing my rehabilitation, and I've kind of, you know, for the last 3 weeks, I've kind of had a very structured time where I have very little time. But I'll answer your question. It's my opinion, solely because one of the things that I feel was that.
No, say hi to Lorenzo. Go.
One of the things that I feel that I experienced was, like I said, my theory is that I caught the virus from my daughter, and my daughter was going to TSC for the police academy, and there's 14 cadets, and for safety measures they split them up into 2 rooms, 7 and 7, and they're separated. They have a lot of distance between them, you know, 12, 13 feet, and there's only 7 of them. And yet she still caught it, even being 7 in one room. So my concern right now would be getting back into the campus with a full load. Now, I'm glad that we're doing the 4 weeks. I'm hoping that they do apply for the additional 4 weeks. And if I'm being honest with you, I hope we do the entire first semester distance learning. So it is my opinion that we really shouldn't go back to the campus right now. And I think it's in everyone's best interest that we don't go the first semester. So I don't know how realistic that is. I don't know if it's something that they're even considering, but I hope it's something that does cross their mind, because I really think that's in our best interest.
Well, let me tell you something, Joe. It's fun. Let me tell you something, Joe. It's kind of funny, Joe, but I've been saying it for months. No one should go back onto campus until January 2021, and then let's reevaluate the situation. Well, guess what, Ida? Today, the superintendent vocalized and said, you know, might have to be out all semester. I go like, you think?
That's great.
You moron, you think? We've been saying it for months now. Months. Haven't we been saying it for months in regards to the semester? And now it's like, well, let's start considering it. Shut up. Do it, damn it. 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 Ida?
What was that? I'm sorry.
And I don't know.
That's all the sugar he eats.
I guess. My goodness.
It's all those cookies that Noah's picking out. Pick up the damn cookies. Sorry, Ida.
What's really upsetting is how he just keeps everybody hanging on. We're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to, be able to plan accordingly, and that's very upsetting. And that's why we continue to voice all of our concerns on the safety, because it's a big issue. I don't know if it's that he is not getting the messages from people. I know we send emails with information as to how our members feel about going back. I know there's research out there on the schools that have already opened and how those cases are going through the roof. So, I mean, it's not that difficult to figure it out. So let's just go ahead and plan for the semester. But I mean, it's heartbreaking to be getting the calls from the members that they're scared. They're scared to death as to what they're going to do. And, are they going to be forced to go back onto the campus? For example, the nurses are being told that they are having to report. There's a shortage of gloves. They don't even have gloves. So why are they having to report? Especially when they have in their action plan a good 4 to 5 pages of what they're supposed to do for distance learning. So then why put in those 4 or 5 pages of distance learning for the nurses, but yet they have to report to the workplace? Same thing for the coaches. Why are they there? We're exposing people that do not have to be exposed. The hospitals are overloaded. People are losing family members left and right. People are not recovering at 100% from this virus. Why do they continue to do that? I just don't understand. And maybe it is because he feels safe at his workplace. And yes, we put out that map where it shows his office space. You can see clearly why he feels safe at his workplace compared to the other people in the other departments. Okay, that's just the 3rd floor. That's happening at campuses. That's happening at CAB. It's happening at a lot of places in the district. And if I had that office space, yes, I'd feel safe too. And I could afford to keep everybody 6 feet away, even 10 to 12 feet away. But not everybody else has that. So that's why everybody should not be reporting to the workplace when they can work remotely. I guess I need some pozole. I don't know.
Maybe you need some more pozole. Let me say, let me tell you guys, one of the things that came out a lot was I want to commend the board. I want to commend the superintendent. I want to commend this. I want to commend for what? I don't get it, guys. But this is what happens, folks. They are so out of tune in regards to the sentiment, the anxiety, the stress of my people out here. They're so out of tune. They have no clue, no concept. So while they're out there patting each other on the back, oh, yeah. My teachers are concerned about the safety of their family, the health and well-being of their children. My coaches are concerned about their stipends. My band directors are concerned about their stipends. But the board, oh, commend. Yeah, go, It's like if they were burping each other. Commend. Come on, folks. I mean, am I lying here, folks? Someone tell me if I'm lying. Am I lying? Provechito. I have not seen a survey, special services. Let me tell you.
There you go.
A lot of people haven't seen the survey. Continued
It
prayer.
makes me wonder who got surveyed. Did they maybe only survey 150 people? There you go.
I was thinking Cowan couldn't explain to the mom at the restaurant how the synchronized and asynchronous virtual learning is going to work out. Her young son won't work, and she's at home, and he has to. Let me tell you, he said it to vote. Let me tell you, when Minerva says, "Can y'all please explain synchronous and asynchronous so that people will understand?" she's really wanting them to explain so that she could get a grasp on what the hell is going on, because she can't even spell synchronized. Well, neither can I, but I'm a horrible speller. And I'm horrible at math. I was asked to complete and submit a survey today. A little late. You had to submit it before 3 o'clock. July 15th, the survey went out. Never got the survey. July 15th. That was like almost a month ago. Things have changed.
Oh, yeah.
Never got the survey. Middle school coaches have to report to campus next week. Why is that mandatory? Shouldn't it be optional? Why would BIZ endanger their employees? Because they don't care about the employees, Sandra Lynn. They don't. Oh, I know, because the superintendent says you will be safe like him by washing your hands, staying 6 feet apart, and wearing a mask. Yeah, in a 22 by 18 size office space by himself. All in this board meeting, they were saying they were for asynchronous learning, making excuses that they couldn't implement synchronous learning. Well, this board has gotten very good at making excuses and patting themselves on the back. Come in. Yeah. Guarda el pozole. No, it's all mine. Hey, Linda, it has a lot of maicito, like the hominy, the one you like, and I'm not going to give you any. Last time they were for synchronous learning, and then the board didn't know the difference between them. They still don't, bro. They still don't. And that's despite the fact that there's been a lot of publications on it. There's been a lot of information on it. You know, there's the dictionary. There's Googlealo. You know what Googlealo is, Joe? Googlealo?
Google it.
You don't know what Googlealo is?
Yeah, Google it.
You're not a gringo. Googlealo ese. You never heard Googlealo?
Yes, I've used the word before.
You're not from Southmost.
I graduated from Porter, man. I grew up on 32nd Street. What are you talking about?
Googlealo ese. Principals were texting, calling teachers, asking what they wanted. Y era la voz de ya. Decide now. Nada that get quick about it. Again, my principals, please take care of my staff. Take care of my staff. I will be very, very upset if you are not out there taking care of my staff. I don't care what the superintendent says. I don't care what the board says. You take care of your staff. They are under your direct care. You are responsible for my staff and my students out there. Have you discussed the cafeteria? What's going to happen? Pick up in elementary school. How if kids are on block schedule in elementary and junior high will be picked up at all 34. I haven't talked about it a lot. I know I posted this morning that there was some confusion in regards to our food nutritional services reporting to middle school or something of that sort. I'll try to get a little bit more clarification tomorrow. Please send me a reminder in the morning or later on tonight, and I'll take care of it. COVID is no joke. Prayers for all my loved ones. Thank you, Eddie. Yes, and for mine too. For all of ours. You never want to get this COVID, believe me. And again, Renato is my brother-in-law. And a great coach and a great teacher. A great teacher at the district. And COVID-19 is not a joke. It's not a joke. Gente cabezona. Yeah. I called today, Los Fresnos School District. They told me they were going to have distance learning for the first 12 weeks, and we're going to give our laptops to students. It's not true, Ace. They lied. I don't know who told you that. It's not true. I think that as of right now, they're still focusing on the 4 to 8 weeks. But I might be wrong. As of right now, the last that I heard, which was 6 hours ago, they were still planning to do the 4 to 8 weeks. But again, I might be wrong. I'll find out tomorrow. The superintendent needs to visit the hospitals and funeral homes. He doesn't care. He doesn't live here in Brownsville. He's not losing Brownsville people. He doesn't care. He does not care about Brownsville people. He only cares about him being essential and him being safe because he's washing his hands. He's maintaining social distancing. He's wearing a mask. And if he can do all that, you peasants can also do that.
But Erasmo, you know what? I don't live in Brownsville either. And these are the things that keep me up at night. When I talk to the members and they share their stories of what's going on, what they're going through, how this has impacted their lives with either them contracting the virus or a family member or someone. So how can this not be at the top of his list of putting the employees' health and safety first? And I just don't understand how that can be. I mean, my goodness, it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting that he doesn't address these issues, and if people are okay, and just because they're asking them, or maybe that's why they're, instead of the survey, maybe they're doing the phone calls to put pressure on the people and to know exactly how they're voting on if in-person instruction or distance learning. But if that's what they're doing, we still need to stand together and say it's not safe to return, because we're going to be one of those school districts in the news, like we're seeing upstate, where they are already returning to the classroom. And it's not going to be good for us, guys. We are already overloaded at the hospitals. We cannot have a bigger increase than what we're already seeing.
Yes. Mary Lou, my heart goes out to you and your family on the passing of your dad.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Again, I think I think a lot of people, you're concerned for COVID-19, but once it starts to hit close to your family, you have someone that passed away, your children start to come out positive, then it becomes very, very personal. And let me tell you, as of this weekend, it has become extra personal for me because one of my kids is positive, and let me tell you, anyone out there that is promoting for our children to come back onto campus for anything is stupid, and I will call them out. And any person that is running for office now that does not share the same concern for our community in regards to our teachers, our staff, and our students, they should not be seeking office in any way, shape, or form. And we will ask. I don't believe they were disinfected, the schools. They were not. Se enfría. I know. It's okay. That's why I wanted to take a couple of bites of it before, because it was really está calentito y rico. It really is very good. Thank you, Horta family. Ya deja de tragar. Are you new to this show, kitty cat? Statistics came out that 5 out of 500 kids will be COVID positive when attending the first day of school. Multiply that times 43,000 students. No, really, multiply that, because I can't. I'm horrible at math. Please. So out of every 1,000, that's 10 students out of every 1,000. Yes. So times, I can't do it. Somebody do the math for me, please. Sorry. And so many Fs have been positive too. Oh, food services people. Yes. The superintendente was the one who told me that. I'm glad he said that. I was already thinking of homeschooling. Make sure, Ace. I'll find out tomorrow, bro. I'll research to tomorrow, but I don't think it's 12 weeks, bro. I don't think. Yes, thank you for mentioning the nurses. Let me tell you. And Kelly, I always visit my nurse's office when I go to schools. Always. I love my nurses. You're getting everyone Hungary. Hungary is a country.
Hungary.
Hungary. I love the idea of wearing scrubs to work. Yes, and blue jeans, because they're a lot easier to wash than slacks and everything else. Guys, we got to adapt. Counselors are essential, but yet they have no pay raise.
That is
Zero.
correct.
I would like to know. Don't fall down, Joe. I've fallen and I can't get up. I'd like to know the reason of those teachers that want to go back to school. Rosa, I'm going to think that a lot of the people started taking the survey before the 1,600 weekend positives in Brownsville. I think a lot of those teachers would probably now going like, maybe it's not such a good idea. 100% Ida. Mochete con el pozole. No. Would AOB support a teacher walkout? Yeah.
No, we can't do that, guys. Let's be smart. Let's be strategic. We can organize. We can take advantage of the different things that are available to you, but we don't want to do a walkout because we don't want to jeopardize your contract, and that is not allowed in the state of Texas.
And your teacher certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers did not sign up for the risk their lives, their families' lives, the lives of our students when they decided to become educators. They signed up for teach and enrich the community and have not done saved remotely, period. And you don't need a doctorate degree to comprehend that. 100%. Let me tell you something, Sandra and Ida. I did speak with Sergio Cavazos. Sergio Cavazos is a very, very good friend of mine. Sergio Cavazos works for State Representative Eddie Lucio III, and he has been on the phone regularly and constantly speaking with individuals at TEA's office and the office of the governor, and they're still working on the 45-day exception. The 45-day exemption. So again, I do want to thank Sergio. Sergio is an amazing man, and he's been very present with a lot of the anxiety of a lot of the teachers, not only in Brownsville but in other parts of the valley and other parts of the state of Texas. As he's been responding to a lot of the concerns on that teacher virtual page. So thank you, Sergio, for doing that. Thank you so much. It means a lot for individuals to give up their own time to dedicate it to see what is in the best interest of our students and of our teachers, because a lot of teachers are wanting to resign and not necessarily lose their certification because they're afraid for their lives.
And it's unfortunate. It's sad that this is what it's getting to. And also that parents that's what the superintendent needs to realize, that parents are seeing all of this as well. Their lack of putting safety first is being displayed clearly to everyone. And the parents are deciding that, you know what, I'm not going to put my child through this. If they can't get it together for a full plan for distance learning, well, you know what, I'll take them somewhere where they are. So, we're going to end up losing students because of that, because they never did a full-blown plan of distance learning in order to keep our students safe.
I love my Rivera counselors. They are amazing. Again, I love all my counselors, my Pace counselors, my Lopez counselors, my Porter counselors. I mean, every single school out there, my veterans counselors, everyone was very, very, very good to me, and they shared with me a lot of the information as to what was going on with our students. Look, guys, our counselors, my goodness gracious. I mean, they love our students. They love our students. And again, I mean, the person that I remember back from high school was Mr. Trevino. Why are behavior specialists not included? Ida?
They are, I know what she's talking about. It's this the new plan doesn't make it clear on where they reclassified a lot of the employees. So on that, we did look into that, and apparently the behavior specialists are categorized together with the teachers. How? That makes no sense, but that is what they told us, that's what they are under. So, but let us know if they tell you differently, but that is how they clarified it to us. And going back on the counselor comment, I am so sorry. And you know what? We value every employee and every classification. But right now, we love the counselors as well. But right now is going to be a very important time, because we don't know how all of this is impacting the students. And when we should be valuing and taking care of our counselors now more than ever, they're being disrespected by them not considering them in this increase at all. And we were pushing for a stipend, a one-time one payment stipend for everybody, because we believe it takes everybody to work together to be able to move this district forward. And of course, they didn't go for that. They pushed. Plus, we also wanted the raise, but they pushed only for the raise for the teacher category, because maybe it benefited the superintendent more than putting it across the board to everybody. So that's unfortunate, but that's how it got approved.
Well, it's very sad because, guys, you have to understand one thing. It's always in the best interest of the superintendent to give teachers a raise because he gets raised, not anybody else.
Yeah.
It doesn't benefit him. It doesn't benefit the superintendent anything if the counselors get a raise. Doesn't benefit him anything if the diagnosticians get a raise. It only makes a difference to him when teachers get a raise. So could that be partially the reason why teachers are getting these little raises here and there? Maybe he needs a new truck. I'm sorry, Ida. Miss Ida, I have a medical condition and obesity. How BISD can help me? I'm afraid to go on campus and my job can't be done remotely.
You have to see if your doctor can fill out the paperwork for a 504 and see if they can do accommodations for you. Okay, you set up the 504 hearing. If you're a member with AOBE, we help you and we represent you at the 504 hearings. That's included with your service as a member with us, and to be able to get the district to meet you with accommodations.
45 deaths, Cameron County, 337 new cases of Rona.
Is that for today?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
45 deaths.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible.
And we're going to start to see these type of numbers in the deaths because the Cameron County Commissioner's Court has failed the city of Brownsville, has failed Cameron County.
See, Erasmo, these are the numbers. It looks like they're starting to catch up because these are the numbers that sound more realistic based on what we've talked about.
Yes. Well, you know,
Wow.
we've been saying it for a while. We've been saying it for a while that, you know, having these 0 deaths, 1 death, just not real. So hopefully now people start to take a more into account in regards to what a big concern it is for our community. So the court is okay with Sylvia showing up. I guess. Those BISD meetings are so unorganized and never have direction. It's impossible to put faith in a broken board. 100%. Special ed students need additional assistance during this pandemic. I don't hear anyone talking about that. No, you haven't, because there is no plan. There is no plan. The plan that we had was a photocopy from Houston Independent School District. November, come already. It's coming. I'm sure. Do you have any back pains as first symptoms when you got sick?
Yes, I did. And it started off kind of like back spasms. And then those spasms started getting a little stronger and stronger.
It's all about the compadre system. It's not about people that know. It's who they know. They really suck. They do really suck. Ida, what do you need to do to be heard? I've reached out to several people and no one is speaking up for us. I know for a fact that AOBE is speaking up. And they've taken a look. I'll say this, guys, and Ida might not want to talk about it, and that's fine. They've taken a lot of personal blows. They've taken a lot of personal blows. And you know what, guys? And I'm going to say this, and I've been saying it for a while. Sometimes you have to take the punches. You know, hey, the civil rights movement, you know, wasn't moved forward by everyone holding hands and singing Kumbaya. A lot of people took a lot of punches. Some people even lost their lives back then. I'm not saying that that's what should happen now, you know, but some members of AOBE are going to take hits, direct hits. They have. We've taken hits. Anyone that stands out and stands up to this superintendent and this corrupt board, you run the risk of taking a hit. Guys, the end game, the end result is going to be worth you and me taking a couple of hits. Because I'll say it on my end. Minerva, Sylvia, Prissy, and Drew, and Laurita and Philip, you know, they came after me and voted against me to try to quiet me, try to destroy my reputation, destroy and decimate my reputation by making stupid accusations. I took the hits. I picked myself back up, brushed myself off, confronted them, and I'm still here fighting, folks. And I'll continue to fight. And come November, I will be back on the board. And let me tell you, it's going to be a new day at BISD. It's going to be a new day in the city of Brownsville because we're not going to only take back the BISD board. Come March, we're going to take back the city as well. I swear. I promise you. Right, Joe?
Hey, I don't know. Can I make a comment on the individual that was asking about? And I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you all, but for the person that was asking about the concern about getting back to the campus, one of the things I had to do obviously was report to HR, and I got to give them props, Erasmo. They were very nice at HR. They walked me through the procedures. They were very helpful. So I felt good about my communication with them. So don't be afraid to contact HR. That's what they're there for, and they were very helpful with filling out that 504 paperwork because I had to do it myself. So, by all means, contact them. They're there to help you, and they were very, very helpful.
Yeah. And that's true. HR, they have been helping the people, but sometimes if they do have questions, that's what we're here for, to help, because sometimes it's not as clear cut, when somebody's going to go on leave or the COVID leave, and to make sure it's coded correctly. We have had to correct a few, but they were corrected, and that way it doesn't dock any of their personal days, or it cuts into their COVID leave that is available. So that's also very important, because if they're sent home to quarantine and if they are given work, they cannot be docking them any of their days that is given through the Response Act. So that's very important to keep track of that. But I do commend on HR, as far as helping the employees. And when we have brought out an error, they do correct it right away. So, and as far as going back on the taking hits, I know, yes, Erasmo, you have taken hits and stuff, and we've taken hits as well. To me, that doesn't intimidate us. It doesn't intimidate me. We're here to do a job, and it is to represent the majority of our members and what they're voicing as far as on their concerns. And right now, the main concern is safety, and we're not going to back down from that. If it's not sitting well with the board, with the current board or the superintendent, then so be it. But the majority of our membership has voiced out concerns with their safety and the lack of planning from this administration. So we can't be saying good job on a plan that didn't answer not even half of the questions that we had. We cannot accept that, and we will not. We want clarification, and we're going to continue to be pounding them to get those answers. And until that is done, then okay. But we're not going to sit back, and we're not afraid of the hits either. We take them. We get upset, but you know what? We're not going to back down. It doesn't intimidate me or AOPE by any means. And even on this compensation plan, we have a lot of issues with this compensation plan that's been presented. And we are actually going to we're going to be sending out messages to our members for a salary study and review on their current pay, because there are so many questions on their compensation of what level they were moved to. So we are looking into all of these different areas, because it does tend to neglect our experienced employees, and it is favoring a little bit more of your newer employees. So we can't be discriminating against our experienced employees here that have committed their career to Brownsville ISD. So we need to take care of those employees as well. So be on the lookout. We will be sending you a message on that to send us an email to the aobeadvocate@gmail.com so we can review your new salary level, and we can see if you were placed correctly or if we need to file a dispute on that.
Thank you. To Joe, so where are you in recovery? Will you be going back to work, Joe?
I'm at home now after being pretty close to a month hospitalized and in rehabilitation. So I'm doing in-home rehab. And one of the things that I learned today, which was kind of disheartening, because I'm supposed to start therapy through a rehabilitation center or home care, and everyone that we called, it turns out that I guess I'm not old enough because they're only taking Medicare patients, and they're not taking anybody regardless of whether you have insurance or not. So I'm having a hard time doing the follow-up that I'm supposed to. As far as physically, I'm still immobile. I can't get around. I'm actually in a wheelchair, but I'm doing better every day. And I think there was a very aggressive rehabilitation that was put on me, and I'm doing my own until I get situated. But I foresee if things keep going the way they are, I keep getting better and stronger every day. So I have faith that that I should be getting better within the next 4 to 8 weeks. So I'm hoping that that's where we're at. We're not scheduled to go back to work until the 19th of August. So that's when I actually start. And from what I understand from my administrator and HR, we're starting at home, so I can do that. So I am returning to work at the distance learning. Now, what happens after the 4 weeks or the 8 weeks or the semester, I don't know, depending on where I'm at. My immune system is compromised, so I'm actually very concerned about getting back on the campus. And if I'm being honest, Erasmo, today I had to visit some doctor's office, and I gotta tell you, I was very scared about going into the doctor's office just because I knew in the lobby I was gonna get exposed again. And I found myself having to tell them, I'm in the parking lot, call me when it's my turn, because I want to spend as little time in there. And I was worried about touching everything. So I'm paranoid, and I'm concerned about my health, but only because I have a compromised immune system. And I apologize to the comment before. I didn't get to see it. I was trying to read it, but it also moved it too fast. So I'm not sure what that question was. I'm not sure.
So, they asked about the sex change and if everything went well with the sex change. Any answer?
I'm gonna have to do a hard pass on that answer there.
Ida, I'm not eating pozole, but in regards to this one, they did vote on Schoology, no?
Yes, that is correct.
So no more Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams?
Both of those are integrated. I believe they're both integrated into Schoology.
Awesome. Sorry. Exactly, yes. Do it. Damn it. Thank you, AUB, for being our voice. Preach. Preach!
Thank you.
Guapísimo. Thank you, Manny. Love you.
Oh,
Not you. Why not strike? Texas doesn't allow it. You would lose your certification for a year, I think. Or no, permanently.
Yeah, that's job abandonment. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
We must be conscientious. Oh God. If I hear conscientious one more time, Minerva, that's the only word she could. Conscientious. It's like she learned a new word today. I learned conscientious today. And I got a hominy coming out of my mouth.
I know.
Sorry. I'm not embarrassed. I had the soup board listen to the recommendations that AOB had been making along with you, Erasmo. Yes. Everyone would be better prepared and have the resources they would. Yes, Joanna. Yes. And again, guys, we all weren't screaming because we were all just nuts and crazy. But I'll tell you something that I've spoken to privately with AOBE. I'm going like, maybe we're the crazy ones and everybody else. But guys, we were getting the feedback from the people and the community, and everything pointed to the right direction. Guys, this is what we need. We needed to prepare. We needed a plan. We needed to continue with social distancing. We needed a distance learning. We need nobody back on campus. We were saying everybody's life matters. And the superintendent and these board members were saying, screw you all. Screw you all.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm not speaking up on my behalf. I'm working from home. My employer, actually does not let me have face-to-face meetings, so I'm safe. I'm speaking up on behalf of the membership. Our board of directors are speaking up and taking action on because they see the input from our membership. So, hey, we would be okay sitting back and doing nothing like some of other associations are doing, or just agreeing and saying, hey, great job, and this and that. But no, that's not right. We have to speak up with what the majority of our membership is saying. And these are valid concerns.
Guys, at the end of the day, we have to come together as a community and say, we got to fight for the right things, man. And let me tell you, if anything that AOBE was out there fighting for, and I was out there fighting for, that we later learned was incorrect, I guarantee you that we would have stepped back and said, we made a mistake, let's follow their advice. But unfortunately, I could clearly state that we were right about everything. Everything. The difference between them and us is that we were listening to your concerns. You had our ear. You had our ear, and you had our tears, because we shared your pain. We shared your anxiety. And we started to share your loss. So we stood up and said, no more, no más. We will fight. And we'll continue to fight. Ida, you are just as loud as Erasmo. Preach! And people know in Brownsville know that Erasmo is pretty loud. That's a compliment, Ida, I think.
Oh, my.
Saludos, Erasmo. Love you, Pablo. We must be conscientious. The baby shower is starting. A baby shower. That woman is a mess. Aren't commendations more for ceremonies? I commend you, Erasmo, for doing an awesome job for our community. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I didn't get a survey. Sorry, Robert. My office is pretty much in a walk away, and I've had to ask people not to have conversations in my office and to please wear masks. It's crazy, Martha.
Yeah.
I hope ancient goodness is go.
Erasmo, I think somebody made a comment earlier about how they keep taking off their masks during the meeting. And that is so true. This is just a meeting, and they can't even keep their mask on the entire meeting. So how do they expect for the students and the teachers to be able to do that the entire day at school? When they need to lead by example. When you go up to that podium, keep that mask on, because that is why, again, we had requested virtual public comments, because we are not going to jeopardize our health or anybody that wants to speak up. We're not going to jeopardize their health by having them go and speak at that podium and that mic that everybody is using without a mask. So, I mean, they need to lead by example. They expect the teachers and the students and the people that are working out of the offices right now to have their mask on all day long. Then they need to have it on as well. It's so
100%.
upsetting.
Assistant principals and deans should also be working from home. 100%. There's no reason why they should be working. at all. None. When they make them go into school, they are turning them into guinea pigs. 100%.
Yeah.
Do you have the mask, Erasmo? Not the medical use one? This one? Yes. This thing? Yes. That is how much they care for your safety.
And my thing is, that's what they should be using up there. Those board members and administrators should be using those masks. If that's what they ordered for the employees, then they need to lead by example and wear those masks.
I want pozole. I'm you. No. It's got a lot of hominy, Linda. Like you like a lot of hominy, don't you? It's got a lot of delicious hominy. You're gonna get nothing. I'm your favorite, right? Remember? No, I forgot. I'm sure most teachers want to do asynchronous learning. We ride together, we die together, bad boys for life. Preach, Luis. Love you.
Know it.
I wonder how long they took to find fancy words. Guys, pozole para rey. Joe, last words.
I just want to thank everybody for your continued prayers and good vibes. I'd like to ask everybody to be conscious about your about what you're doing out there. Keep your mask on. Keep your family safe. And thank you, Erasmo, for having me on.
Love you, Joe. Ida, last words.
Yes, on that, everybody needs to do their part, to help bring down these numbers. Even if the decision makers aren't doing their part, we need to take it upon ourselves to help and bring these numbers down and, pray for each other, help each other out during this difficult time. Just a reminder, we do have the show that we are going to be doing at AOBE. That's going to be on Thursday at 7. We're hoping to be able to answer questions that our members might have out there. We know there's a lot of unanswered questions right now, and we're going to let you know as far as your rights and what you're allowed to do and what you're allowed to request for during this time. So that will be this Thursday at 7, and you can follow us on our page, Association of Brownsville Educators. And thank you so much for the opportunity, Erasmo, to be on here tonight.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Again, Joe, love you, man. Thank you, and I always thank God every morning. Thank you that your recovery is going well. And again, Ida, thank you all so much for everything that y'all are doing for my teachers and for my students. And it's very simple, guys. If Patrick Hams and Alberto Alegria, if they were out there fighting for our students and our teachers, the same way the AOBE is out there fighting for them, they would be out right here next to us. And we would be all fighting for it together because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. You know it. My community knows it. My teachers know it. We cannot be used as guinea pigs. We cannot let ourselves be experimented on. We cannot let ourselves be used for a few in our community to pocket our children's money. Enough is enough. It's time for change. You have the power to affect that change. And one of the things that I hope that having these podcasts in the morning, in the evening, one of the things that I hope that they do is empower you with the information, with the facts, with the truth, and encourage you to fight for what's right, for the safety and well-being and the life of our children, our teachers, our staff, our personnel, everyone out there, because our community depends on it. It's not a BISD thing. It's a community thing. And guys, again, please, every chance that you get, please go out there and provide food for anyone that might have tested positive and shouldn't be going out back and forth. Go get their medicine from the pharmacy and leave it at their curb, leave it at their front doorstep and run away. As the fewer individuals that contract this virus, the less overflow that we'll have at our hospitals, and the safer we'll be as a city and as a county and as a country. Guys, please be good to each other. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, be here. Be good to each other, and please be good to me. God bless.